I named the build Smite of Snoobay's Judgment because he is the self-proclaimed Messiah of PoE. Since this build is a Divine, and I felt like Divine and Messiah, they kind of go close. So I named the build, I dedicated my Smite build to Snoobay since he's the Messiah. I'll explain the build. I'll explain the build because France needs a video for this, so I'll go over it. Real quick. And then I'll go over the in and outs of everything. So obviously you start off spectral throw, right? You get a two-hander, and then you get iron rings, and then you swap to a longsword later. Spectral throw, blah 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 blah. Make sure you pick up sniper's mark. You want to get shield charge when you get leap slam and stuff like that, because you want to use shield charge later because you're going to switch to Peaconk at level 12, right? Once you switch to Peaconk, you're like hit-based Peaconk because you don't want to go poison because you're switching to Econk later, right? You grab haste and you get shield charge, faster attack, sniper's mark, throw your little Peaconks, lesser projectile volley, blah 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 blah, easy peasy going. The sword, the thing goes like this. You pick up this node last because you pick this up right before you get Econk, right? So it doesn't matter. And then you get Econk, and then it's just like boom, 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 and your tree goes like this, right? When you get to 2 stones, right? What you want to do is you want to focus on getting either a +2 AoE helm or +2 projectile helm, and with an open prefix. So you can either get that through just unveiling your own shit from a syndicate, or you could just buy one online or buy one from trade. And if you do that in the middle of your 2 stone run, you will be able to skip out on your 5 link, right? And that's big important because if you look at the difference between like having this helm and without it, it's 36.7% damage with a few chaos, and it's definitely cheaper than spending 100 fusing early, right? So you just get this helm and then you're set. Because if I went like this, the first gem that I can use that's actually like okay is inspiration. It's only 25% more damage, so it's 10% more damage than a 5 link if you just spend a few C. So I've like optimized like all of this stuff for you for your leveling, so you understand all of this stuff, right? And then the rest of your gear is basically just whatever you pick up off the ground, right? It's fine. Okay, but if you have extra money, you want to start investing in stuff later. So when you go to the 4 stones, you're still on the same setup. You want to invest in Dark Ray Vectors because it's +1 frenzy charge, especially when you pick up this node with increased charge duration. The downside doesn't really matter. +1 frenzies is good. It's usually really, really cheap. The only bad part about this 4 stone setup is like both endurance charge every 15 seconds and rage on hit are both red. So be mindful of like, don't just waste your red ones because you're gonna try to get these mods on whatever you want because these mods are kind of good. But don't waste them until you get a half decent armor or a half decent glove, right? The other things that you have to really worry about or think about is your crafts, right? Slayer gets 34 increased damage on both neck and thing for the smaller craft, and then the bigger craft is 42, right? So that's a lot of increased damage that you can get on your gear without, you know, breaking the bank and stuff like that. The other damage attributes to focus on is attack speed on your shield and attack speed or accuracy on your glove, right? And you obviously accuracy can go here or attack speed can go, you know, everywhere else. Like you can do whatever. And then like if you have money left over and you're just balling, you can start going for taming. And then once you don't want Gale Sight until you get taming. I like Gale Sight in general because it adds to taming damage, and you have chill on your skitter bots anyways, and you barely ever freeze ever because your hit damage is super low. So you have like 6 million damage, and I know 6 million is not super high. Without flasks, you get a little bit more if you have like in maps. It's like sort of okay, but it'll last you, right? And the point of doing this is you want to pick up double taming here, right? And save enough money to basically make a weapon, and you want to get some of this gear. So how do you make a weapon is you have to get a fractured cold foil, any foil basically. Okay, just try not to get one with super low attack speed, and then you want to spam Zealed Essence until you get crit or crit chance. And if you're poor, you could just craft hits can't be evaded, and you're just done for now. And if you're moderately poor, you can try to like multi-mod. If you're like have some money, then you know, lock your suffixes, reforge crit, get crit multi, and then Veil Orb of freaking penetration, and then craft hits can't be evaded. So there's 3 ways of like doing it, right? But here's my thing, right? Swapping early almost sounds like bait all the time, but once you're swapped, right, you should be like T17 capable, like whatever, right? On this POB, there's no way like you're like if you finish this POB, there's no way you just can't like just run through the game, because it's what happens. And then you start going towards your Relikesh and Arn setup, and then after that is your Yoke setup, and then once you do that, you're just chopping the game into pieces, right? So that's what gearing looks like in the build. If you need an explanation of why this build works and how it does so much damage, I can do it again. But how many buttons? I mean, here I'll show you. Okay, so I made this POB yesterday in terms of damage. It's actually a little bit less than this, a little bit less damage than this. This is like what a Minotaur map looks like. So you just hit Smite and everything dies. You have to keep in mind, this is like one of those like freaking like stupid ass freaking, you know, shield maps. So that's not my fault. But you can see like, you can see that it's hitting the edge of the screen. You see the edge of the monsters are dying at the edge of the screen, and it auto targets for you. So it's like, it's kind of like the way Volcanic Fissure interacts with whatever, but it's like instant, right? It's literally edging like everything on the screen, right? So just don't pay attention to me because I was watching baseball. You can make strike range further if you want to use enhanced support or like play some weird build with Dialas where you can make it hit like 2 screens over if you really need to. And someone already tried it. You can't even see the monsters he's hitting because you can tell because they're like, if the smite doesn't appear on the screen, he's hitting the monsters, right? And he's just like off screening like everything. It's basically Hex Blast, right? It's basically Hex Blast. You can just like off screen everything. You're just like, PoE2 take notes. This is how you fix melee. It's so good though. But you can see like the damage is, you can see the damage is accurate. As soon as he pops up, I hit him like for a second and he dies, right? 20 something million. And this is what like T17 looks like. But keep in mind, in this map, I had a fucking stupid ass Maven healing him. So my DPS doesn't look like all that high, but it's fine, whatever, dude. But you can just see it just like fucking like cream pies everything. So it doesn't matter, right? It's just like, oh man, that's bad. You have to remember, I haven't played the game in a while, so I'm fucking really bad at the game too. This is a little bit less damage than what I had on the swap POB. I have like 15 million smite AoE on the swap POB, but I have like 13 million on this. But yeah, it's kind of a little annoying with Maven, dude, with healings and stuff like that. But he eventually just dies, right? And you can see with freeze, the boss is like so slow that you could just manage to dodge everything anyway. And I put this gear together on standard, so my character is fucking weak as fuck. It's weak as fuck. It has like 4k life, and it has like 4.2k life, and it has no chaos res, so I'm really, really scared here. So, but you can see like the DPS, and you can see the clear, but I don't like play lightning, I'm gonna be honest. So hopefully like 3 days in, my build will look like this, because this is probably like what I had 3 days in from last league. I have a little bit of mana issues there because tinctures or whatever. But yeah, that's what it looks like. You just freeze everything. Like I barely take damage, right? You can see that I barely even fucking take damage when I fucking map. I take more damage from like hurting myself than actually mapping because everything just gets frozen. So it's like entirely fine. I tested it myself. Like we don't need to finish watching the rest of this shit. I told you my plan. I think the experimental build would be SST. Because I don't know if it splits or not. And then I have freaking Peaconk bouncing into either endgame Peaconk or Viper Strike of the Mamba. And then I just finished this one, right? Yeah, I'm gonna make the. I was gonna make. I was gonna finish the Pathfinder POB today. Guys, think about it. Think about this, okay? I have to make a POB that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 loadouts. Guys, every loadout has gear, gems, configurations, and a whole passive tree along with jewels. Do you know how long this takes? I feel like you guys should like really try it once and make a 9 loadout POB and just like sit there, cause it takes forever to make one. And like you double check your POBs. I make sure all my shit is good for whatever point of the game that I want to go. Okay, if we look at it like this, okay, I go to leveling because I have no gear, right? But I looked at all my damage. I look at all my damage to what's like, can I kill Katava with this, right? Am I good with Katava, right? And then you go to 2 stones. Am I good with doing Exarch with this, right? I go to 4 stones. Am I good doing Maven with this, right? And then with these numbers, with this speed, is there anything wrong with it? Did I overtune this POB in any way, like any shape or form, right? Then I go through that, and then I go through this. You have to, guys. Do you understand how long it takes you to make like this? Okay, where's the BG? Where's the BG? Bro, no, I'm not gonna put my face, like, what's wrong with you guys? I'm not putting that shit on in the background. Who do I look like, Jung? I just look at myself in the mirror and I'm like,